Clarion 35. IUP up 14-0 over Clarion.
Derek Smith to the left. Mario Hardison to the right. Passing situation. Scott Woods fakes. Back to throw. Quick one out to Derek Woods. A flanker screen. He has block at the 50, 45, 41 man to beat. 35, 30. Gets a block. He's on his way at the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Derek Smith. It goes all the way 52 yards. And IUP leads it with 9:20 to go on the flanker screen to Derek Smith. He got a great escort team down the left sideline. 20-0. IUP over Clarion.
And one of the great blocks by Kerry Yacamelli. He just blew one of the defenders out of there completely. You could see that. Developing. Frank Andrews and the linebackers were blitzing, and when you try to play big play defense, a lot of times you get burned. And they really had the blockers out in front. Scott Woods to Derek Smith. 20-0 IUP. Here's Geary in for another extra point.
Left-footed kicker, Mike Gary. Ball down. Out of McGee's hole. The kick is perfect. It's 21-0 IUP over Clarion as they look for an undefeated season. We'll be back with the IUP kickoff right after this 30-second timeout.
He protects all living things in the forest. But he can't do it alone. Please don't play with matches. Put out your campfires. And never, ever forget the words of Smokey Bear.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
21-0 game. IUP up on Clarion. Let's go to Doug Steve.
Thank you, Jack. As you can see from down here from up where you are, I have two white towels with me. They wore white before the game, but when the players come by me, if you can see, they're all muddy now. It seems like they're always patting me on the back to get the mud off their hands. Back up to you, Jack.
Well, you're just a great guy, Doug. I mean, that's all there is to it. Covered with mud along the sidelines and tromping through the mud puddles. 21-0 IUP leads with 9:20 to go till halftime. And Geary, I think Geary could kick in a snowstorm. I mean, it doesn't matter what the weather's like. He just goes out there and does it. Here we go with another kickoff.
And Gary to left-footed down the field and gets good foot behind this one. It's taken at the 10-yard line, near sideline, and across the 20 up to about the 25-yard line, the return man.
That was DeHitis. And Stewart got him. So IUP is using different people. We see Stewart and also Choice, and these guys are on the kickoff team today.
Well, that last one was a 76-yard drive, and IUP has really dominated first half action. Clarion going with that no-huddle offense, replacing footballs here, trying to get as dry a football in as they can. Line of scrimmage, the 25-yard line for the Golden Eagles of head coach Gene Soboleski, as IUP just methodically putting it away. What a great flanker screen that was to Derek Smith. He had three blockers, and they just buried any defenders that were down there, and Smith can fly, and he flew down that left sideline. They tried to cut him off before the goal line, but they couldn't catch the speedy Derek Smith. They go with a full house backfield, the Golden Eagles. And a new quarterback in there, and I think that is Ray. The handoff comes to the left, and coming over it is Damian Henry, and he is knocked down after a short gain on the play. Craig Ray, who's been injured, but Soboleski told us he'd see action, and he's in there for the Golden Eagles.
Ray, he's a transfer out of New Haven, and he's a big kid. He's about 6'5", different type of quarterback, and he has thrown for 961 yards this year, 9 touchdowns, but 7 interceptions, so he's played a lot.
Gain of a couple that time for Henry, 2nd down and 8. Craig Ray looking over that defense. You can tell him he's the only one with a white jersey in there. And he fakes, he rolls back to his left. He's going to pass, he gets some heat. He's running the wrong way. Oh, he's a left-hander, I forgot. He throws it down the sideline incomplete. And he was running the right way.
Ike Fields is the guy that put the pressure on him, just barely missed getting a sack on Ray.
And Travis Matz had a hurdle the Clarion benches. He went for that ball over out of bounds there.
Ray limping a little bit too as he comes back to the huddle. And we mentioned earlier that he was hurt earlier this year. Doug's got something for us along the sideline.
Yes, Jack. The one thing you're talking about, new men on the kickoff return, you have to remember, starting next week come playoffs, you only allowed 52 players dressed, so that's another reason. I mean, they've had poor kickoff return, but that's the second reason, talking to assistant coach Bernie McGowan before the game, why they have new people on the line. Back up to you.
Okay, Ray, the quarterback again with a slot to the left. And a wideouts both sides, 3rd down and 8, long count. And he fakes, he gives on the draw, and coming across the middle and getting only a couple of yards at the ball carrier as Lewis Choice has Gregory wrapped up, but who hit him first? Someone got him. Choice was in there second. It may have been Troy Wilson.
Tackle on the play by Jeff
Turnage was also in there.
Yeah, they just can't do anything, and the IUP defense is determined today to throw a shutout.
Florida State leading 7-0 over Notre Dame in that little clash out there in South Bend. The punter is Keith O'Connor. Mike Woods and Mario Hardison back to receive the line of scrimmage, the 29-yard line for the Golden Eagles. IUP with a single tally in the first quarter and 2 in the second, leading 21-0. They run that 25-second clock down. They're up there for what seems like an eternity, but they do not huddle. The pass from center is a bit low, but a fine punt put away, and it'll be Woods taking it at the 35. Has return room, going laterally. If he can turn the corner at the 40, still on his feet, and then ripped out of bounds. He goes sliding through over near the track around the 45-yard line. So IUP will put it in play, leading 21-0 in the second quarter. We'll be back with more right after this.
During this decade of rapid change in the delivery of health care, the people of this region can continue to depend upon Lee Hospital for high-quality, caring, cost-effective medical services. Lee is committed to keeping pace with new technologies and methodologies in the prevention and treatment of illness. Through community education programs and state-of-the-art diagnostic, medical, and surgical services, as always, Lee is there for you and the people you love.
Darren Walton in the offensive lineman. The handoff comes to Michael Mann. Good block on the corner. He turns at the 40, 45 to the 50. Flag down. Valario, an excellent block to help spring him around the corner. And then is that call on Valario? It looks like they were pointing at him. I thought he had a decent block at first.
Yeah, so did I. It looked like it too, but I think he's going to get the call. Mark Burdig along the sideline. Let's put him to work.
Okay, Jack, thank you. I was talking to offensive coordinator Dave Johnson. I asked him if the score would be the only factor as far as replacements. You worry about skill people getting hurt today, or any player for that matter, with the weather conditions the way it is, the way they are. And he mentioned that it really will be more score than it will the weather determining it. But he is awfully concerned about weather causing injury, particularly with the playoffs a week away. Then he addressed his linemen and asked them how they were doing. And one of them mentioned it's not real dirty mud or muddy. Actually, he said it's not real muddy mud. It's more wet mud. So if you look at, I'm a little under the weather. I think I'll turn it back to Doug.
I think that sounds like a John Madden analogy, huh? What did he say again?
Dirty mud or muddy mud, or I don't know.
Who knows? Darren Walton at 6'4", 303, the freshman in the offensive line. Woods back to throw. He's going for it all down the sideline for Jamone Smith. One-on-one off his fingertips at the 37-yard line. Good coverage on the play, but Rick Giles, but Jamone at 6'6", towers over him and just couldn't hang on.
Giles 5'11", and Jamone towers over most of the defenders that you find here in the secondary. You're not going to find guys, if you get somebody in the secondary is about 6'2", that's pretty good size. Second down here, and no hesitation by Scott Woods. There was a penalty on that play, a marker?
Yeah, there is, far across the way.
Way over now.
Jamone Smith heading to the sideline as Turner also comes out. Campolo and Chuck Wyatt join them in the huddle for IUP, leading 21-0 in the second quarter. IUP football is presented by Kangaroo's Outback Cafe, Indiana's #1 place for ribs, wings, and fun. The medicine shop where you always get low prices and fast service because they care. And First Federal of Indiana. No flag on the play, or at least it was declined. Now a little screen pass out here to Michael Mann looking for a block. He's running laterally. He turns. He's in trouble. He just dances out of bounds. He lost yardage on that one. Big yardage.
I thought he was going to reverse his field. He thought he would do that, but there wasn't enough room, and he figured I just might as well save my energy here for later, and he stepped out of bounds.
And he lost yardage back. We're going to mark it inside the 30-yard line at the 28. So IUP has to go to the 45 of Clarion. They have something like 3rd down and 27. So you look through your playbook and you see what is a 3rd down 27 play. And it may be a draw, huh? Campolo and Mann, the split backs, passing situation. And back to throw is Woods. 3rd and 27 for Hardison. Has it. Nailed right around the 39-yard line. Came up about 16 yards short, so he only got 11 on it. And John McGee will punt, I think, for the first time this afternoon, correct?
Correct. And
McGee on the year. Go ahead, Jay. He's 39.6, second in the conference.
I was just going to say, but the thing is, he's not getting enough reps this year to show up on most of these statistics. That's nationally. Michael Mann, 15 carries, 53 yards unofficially.
No one has punted fewer times than McGee. This is his 26th punt of the year. Kramer from Clarion has 29 prior to this. And, of course, O'Connor is punting now. Here's the pass from center. McGee gets it away, and it's a beauty in this heavy dew. And it's taken on a fair catch by DeHitis at the 23-yard line, where the Golden Eagles will put it in play. 6:05 to go in a half. 21-0 IUP leads it. Back after this 30-second timeout.
I'm a recent graduate from IUP, and you know what? It was such a great experience. I'm going on for my master's degree.
If you're in high school looking for a university that will give you great options, in a community college looking to transfer to a university where there's a great faculty that will take a real interest in you, or if you're thinking about getting your master's or doctorate.
Take it from me, you'll like IUP.
Foul coming up here against IUP on that kick, 48 yards by John McGee. A commitment to excellence, that's the goal of the IUP football program. Luther Ford and Homer Cities, please support that commitment. For every point IUP scores, Luther Ford has donated $7 to the IUP Business Scholarship Fund. And again, this year, Luther Ford has made that commitment. Thus far this year, IUP has scored 394 points. Luther Ford has donated $2,758 to the IUP Business Scholarship Fund. Committed to excellence, IUP and Luther Ford, Route 119 South, Homer City. Clarion ball.
Edinburgh leading 31-0 over Millersville at the half. Lockhaven leading Slippery Rock 14-7 at the half. See who's in there at quarterback. If it is Weibel, Weibel's back in. He pitches back to Henry trying to turn the corner, and he slides down as Choice got him, and then just a lot of slipping and sliding along the sideline around the 38-yard line.
Now that score out of Edinburgh, wow, that is something. They are just absolutely annihilating Millersville, and they're going to put their claim in for the playoffs. And of course, Ashland is playing today against Northern Michigan at Ashland University. They're going for their 9th win in a row. Boy, is it raining.
I mean, it is pouring now.
I don't think I told anybody anything there, but boy, it's coming down.
A loss of 1 to the 37. Weibel, the freshman quarterback who started the ball game, is back in there. Takes a snap, play action, back to throw. Gets protection, throws, knocked away. Eric Cook right there nearly picked it off.
Eric Cook played a tremendous game last week at Edinburgh. He was playing with a bum knee. I talked with him this week at practice, and he said the knee feels better, and he's just playing real good, hard-nosed football. He's one of those 15 seniors.
Travis Matz coming out, and Jermaine Wagner, who has an interception, is in there at the free safety spot. Darren McGahee also in that deep secondary. 3rd down and 11. Passing situation. Tim Brown, their favorite receiver, is repositioning in the backfield. Now he goes in motion, and they look for Brown. Instead, throw over the middle. Caught for a first down on a spinning move, as making the reception was Kevin Harper. Monroe and Choice make the tackle at the IUP 44-yard line. Good aerial that time by the freshman quarterback, Chris Weibel.
Right down along the sidelines, they attempt to keep the microphone dry. Let's go to Mark Burdick.
Okay, the rain makes the mud just wet mud. I wanted to tell our fans, Jack, and if we can't before the play, about our expanded playoff coverage, beginning with a special next Friday night at 6:20. You'll recap the entire season, including replays, so we will also be doing locker room reports. So we'll be expanding our playoff coverage here on 1160.
That might take to about midnight. Handoff comes to Henry to the right, follows his blocking, gets yardage inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line. As Shimko makes the tackle with Omar Stewart for IUP. Clarion moving the ball in this possession, start at their own 38-yard line. IUP leading 21-0, 4:34 till halftime. And it is downright miserable, and I'm glad we're not at Edinburgh. At least we're in the press box here at Miller Stadium.
Yeah, last week it was cold. It was a snow day. The problems we had there, in fact, our signals between the booth and the sideline to Doug Steve trying to see through all the snow flurries. Not today, just downright rainy.
2nd and about 3 to go from the 38 IUP yard line for the Borough. DeHitis goes in motion from right to left. The handoff goes to the left, and Gregory carries it around the corner and is nailed right near the first down marker. May have been short, as Art Gregory, the fullback, swung to the left.
Late flag afterwards there, Ray. After the play.
And let's see, unravel this one. As IUP makes numerous changes. Troy Wilson Mike Marshall and Todd Shimko all coming out of the ball game for IUP.
Oh, he's getting feedback.
I wonder if he's getting it from us. It's against Clarion. The walk-off will occur. We'll remind you that IUP says thank you to these fine radio sponsors. Laurel Bank, people you can bank on. Tito Beverages, Indiana County's master distributor for Bud, Bud Light, Busch, and Michelob products. And Luther Ford Sales, go with a winner, go with Luther Ford.
A couple of weeks ago, we were talking about looking out of the parking lot and seeing people out there. Now we can't quite see the parking lot because the visibility is absolutely horrible here.
And the only people out there are the ones heading to their cars. The ball at the 50-yard line. 3rd down and 15 for the Golden Eagles. Weibel has Brown going in motion from the slot back. Now he reverse motions to the right, and Weibel back to throw. Fires incomplete. A little bit of contact interference will be called against Zach Gibson as he made contact with the receiver. And that was Kevin Harper. And I don't know if Harper had a shot at catching the ball. Maybe they'll talk about this one and pick up the flag, but I doubt it.
Zach, real hard hitter, put Dave Ashton out last week for Edinburgh, but to his credit, he went up to check with Ashton afterwards, made sure he was okay. He's just a real strong hitter. That time, the official figured that he got there a step too soon.
Long discussion on the field. Jack, as dark as it is now, as you listen to the action on 1160 WCCS in Homer City, 2:31. It could be almost pitch black by the time this one's over. It's a slow-moving game.
Well, that's why we said the playoffs, you've got to start earlier because they need at least 4 hours of daylight, and then you have to figure sudden death because there's no, you got to go to overtime. Somebody's got to win those games.
First down for Clarion at the IUP 37-yard line. DeHitis is wing back to the right now. He floats back to a split back situation, and the wide out to the left side is Chris School-Teddy. Tight end to the right is Tim Brown. The quarterback takes the handoff, gives it to Gregory. Gregory over the left side. It gets some yardage to about the 35-yard line before he's stacked up. Lewis Choice in there.
Jeff Turnage.
Along with Jeff Turnage.
Boy, he's playing a bang-up game from the nose guard spot. He's only a sophomore, ECAC Defensive Player of the Year last year as a freshman.
Jermaine Wagner into the secondary, replacing Zach Gibson. The ball resting at the 36-yard line. 3:16 till halftime. 21-0 IUP leads it. Gregory coming in to be the only setback as they go with the run and shoot offense, double wing. And back to throw. Here comes the pressure, and down he goes before he was even sacked as Lewis Joyce was coming on him, coming straight at him, and trying to get some footing to throw the ball. The quarterback, Weibel, is down at the 43-yard line. Now, does Lewis Joyce get a scare sack there or what? I mean,
a
hurry sack. He went down, though, but no one touched him. His Joyce came up the middle untouched. Third down.
It appears something, pardon me, Ray, that they're on skates out there at times.
3rd and 15 for Clarion at the IUP 42-yard line. Again, the double wing formation, passing situation. Choice faking a blitz. Will he come? Yes, he's coming again. Fields is after him. They throw it. It's caught and then lost. Picked up by Andre Hilliard, but ruled an incomplete pass. As Brown had it and then dropped it as he was hit. Ruled no possession. It'll be 4th down and 15, and Clarion puts in their punting team with 2:16 to go till halftime. And Clarion trails IUP 21-0. So the IUP defense comes up big.
Yeah, they did. Clarion decimated with injuries this year. No excuses. But they lost their 2 wideouts, and you know, you're losing people like that. They're really hurting. But IUP, they want to play real hard today, and as I mentioned, they want that shutout real bad, and it is raining real hard.
Keith O'Connor to punt. Remember, Harold Brister went out very early in the first quarter, and the report from the sideline, torn knee ligaments and out for the season. And that really hurts. Brister's played terrific football and leads the team in interception. A high floating punt, rather short. No one's going to catch it. It bounces in the mud. You see the water flies. It goes dead around the 16-yard line. IUP will put it in play. 2:06 to go till halftime, leading 21-0. Back in 30 seconds.
There are hundreds of ways to say IUP proud, and the Co-op store has them all. Located in the Student Union, the Co-op has been serving the IUP community for over 50 years with the world's largest selection of IUP memorabilia, as well as a complete supply gift items, textbooks, and classroom supplies. Equally important, all profits are returned to IUP student activities. The IUP Co-op store, where your dollars work for you.
Handoff to Danny Glass, comes over the middle. The line of scrimmage of 15, gets across the 20 to about the 21-yard line as Notre Dame has tied up Florida State at 7-all in the second quarter. Tackle defensively made by Gary Fallings.
Probably
second down and 4.
Probably the worst weather conditions we've had all year, even though last week it was frigid and we had snow flurries, but this is just downright miserable.
You can actually see the water puddles on the field. There's good turf here at IUP, but there's so much, it's taken so much rain. And that's what's happened. Second down for IUP. And the handoff again to Glass, comes over the middle. And he is close to well, he got very little yards this time. I thought he was across the next yard line marker, but he's right at the line of scrimmage, basically. May have gotten about a half a yard. It's still third down and about 3 to go. Or is it? No, it is a first down. He did get across the 25 to the 26. Difficult to see the yard line markers, and that's usually not the case here at Miller Stadium, but they're obliterated from the rain. So Danny Glass running up the middle on a couple of carries. Remaining in at offensive left tackle for IUP, it is Darren Walton, as Woods takes it again to Glass, comes over the middle, has good yardage this time, slips out of the arms of tackler, still fighting his way, fumbles the football, and Clarion may have it around the 45-yard line. Glass was making one more move to get in the open, and he lost control of the football. Let's see who got it.
Lehman.
Brent Lehman recovers the Glass fumble.
He'll get a first down and he gets yardage, but then he gives up the ball, gives up possession.
Well, you know, this is a 21-0 game. If Clarion can get on the board here, 41 seconds till halftime, they could have some momentum here. The ball at the IUP 44-yard line. And you got to think that they'll be putting it up. Weibel is the quarterback. Tough conditions. Wide out to the right side. It is Tom Lumadou. Or how do you pronounce it? He's a new guy in there.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
They have quite a few injuries, Clarion. Long count. IUP nearly jumped. Weibel back to throw, gets protection, fires over the middle, and Brown makes a sliding catch about the 38-yard line. He'll be short of a first down. Clock shows 32 seconds to go till halftime. Clarion will stop the clock with a timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
There are countries where bread is scarce, but this is America. Countries where electricity is rare, but this is America. Countries where infant mortality is a problem, but this is America. Here, it's a crisis. Every 13 minutes, another infant dies. But we can help prevent many of those deaths with prenatal care from programs like Healthy Start. Find out what you can do. Why? Because this is America.
32 seconds till halftime. Let's go to Doug Steve on the sideline.
Okay, thank you, Jack. The one thing Coach Signetti's telling his defensive line right now is get your hands up. The ball is getting a low trajectory, so get your hands up so you can deflect it. Back up to you. We'll get Coach Signetti as he's going off the field at halftime.
38-yard line. Weibel, the freshman quarterback, puts Damon Henry in motion, comes back, fires it over the middle, knocked down by Andre Hilliard as he batted away from the intended receiver.
And the quarterback getting up slowly. Troy Wilson put a real good hit on Weibel. He's having a very long day. Covered with mud, limps back to the huddle. 27 seconds till halftime.
Chris Zach was the starting quarterback at the beginning of the season from Shannock Valley.
Yeah, he's one of those players I think that Coach Sobolewski said is done for good. I mean, he's had 2 knee injuries. Outstanding athlete from Shannock Valley. Good baseball player.
From the 38, third down and about 4. 27 seconds till halftime. IUP looking like they're going to blitz, then Choice backs off, play action. Fields trying to fight his way in there. There's the throw, almost intercepted, batted around, incomplete. Choice nearly had it while he was on the ground, then he hit it in the air, and they volleyballed it around, but IUP couldn't come up with the deflected interception. 20 seconds to go till halftime.
I think Lewis had even more than one shot at that one. He had 2 shots, couldn't corral it though. The ball's pretty slippery out there. 4th down here with 20 seconds. And they look to the sideline, Clarion, to see what they're going to come up with here with just one setback. Watch the tight end, Brown. He's our main man. I thought he was going to play quarterback for a minute. They were resetting.
They put him in the left slot. They go with a double wing or the run and shoot style offense, and back to throw. Henry rolling to his right, or rather Weibel. They're after him. He fires it incomplete. Good pressure by Ike Fields, who just was hitting him as he released the ball and forced the low trajectory. So IUP will take over with 12 seconds to go to halftime, and you might see one kneeled down in the mud by Woods.
12 seconds. And the key today is to try to, if you're a fan, is to try and stay dry, because it is just, well, we thought we'd have some rain today, maybe later in the day, but it has rained all day. This afternoon has just been horrible. And so IUP will close it out here with a 21-0 lead. Halfway to an undefeated regular season, and still a way to go. As Doug mentioned, we'll get him on here with Coach Signetti before they head on up to a dry locker room.
Sledge comes out over the football. Jamone Smith is deep as the lone deep back, and Woods will simply kneel down and let the clock run out, and that'll be the end of the first half. Let's get down to the sideline, and Doug Steve running alongside Frank Signetti.
Okay, thank you, Ray. Okay, Coach, championship teams have to play in all kind of weather. A pretty solid first half performance.
No, I thought it was a good effort, you know, by both sides of the football, offensively and defensively. Discouraging thing were the holding penalties on defense. You know, I thought we were moving the ball well. The penalties have put us in a long situation, tough to overcome there. But hey, overall in the field conditions, weather like this, you got to be pleased about the way your team is playing.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, back upstairs to you. I want to get dry for about 15 minutes.
I don't blame you, Doc. It's halftime here at George P. Miller Stadium. 21-0. IUP leads it over Clarion in the mud and rain. And we'll be back with our halftime show right after this.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
P. Miller Stadium as the quad captains for IUP, man Jamone Smith, Eric Cook, and Lewis Choice are out there with the co-captains for Clarion in Acord and also Tim Brown. Coming into today's game, IUP at 9-0. Here comes the IUP team, and Clarion following right behind them. We take a look at some comparisons. The turnover ratio, IUP at plus 12, which is second in the conference. Clarion a -4. In interceptions, IUP with 18 on the year, twice as many as Clarion's 9. Sacks, Clarion actually has 2 more, 34-32. Clarion's Ponder has blocked kicks this year, and he has had 4 of those. So he's their main man defensively, but this has been IUP in a knockdown, slug-out type of first half. We've had some records today. Michael Mann, 2 touchdowns. He has 49 career-wise, and that is a PSAC record, breaking Albert Cole's record. Also rushing-wise, breaking Ricky Stonewall's record. And Mike Geary has set record for IUP with his 3 extra points today, most points, extra points in a season, surpassing John Jaworski. But it's really taking a long time. It is brightening up some. We need it.
Yeah, it is. It might brighten up before it gets too dark. Is it muddy mud or wet mud?
Yeah.
That's quite a distinction. I don't see Doug Steve. Maybe he decided to stay in the locker room at halftime, but...
There are hundreds of ways to say IUP proud, and the Co-op store has them all. Located in the Student Union, the Co-op has been serving the IUP community for over 50 years with the world's largest selection of IUP memorabilia, as well as a complete supply of gift items, textbooks, and classroom supplies. Equally important, all profits are returned to IUP student activities. The IUP Co-op store, where your dollars work for you.
Yeah, that was interesting about the shutout, going for the shutout here. You looked up quickly, and that's right. IUP has not had a shutout thus far this season. That can't be right there where they have man, huh?
That's what we're looking at. I don't know. We've got man with 53 yards. They've got 21. That can't be right. Well, we're double checking on it right now, but let me give you some other stats. Penalties, 5 for Clarion, 45. IUP, 4 for 50. And I guess we're ready to go here, aren't we?
Well, about time. Yeah, a lot of people put on new white shirts, including Clarion. We see a lot of fresh shirts for IUP. I'm glad Clarion changed, too. It's 21-0. IUP leads it. We're finally ready for the third quarter, Jack.
Okay, thanks, Ray. It'll be Paul Kramer, a left footer, who's kicking off left to right. IUP back there with a kick short end over end, and it is going to be Hardison around the 18 to 20, far side of the field to 25 to 30, still on his feet at the 35. Up the sideline he goes, and he's across the 40-yard line into the Clarion bench. And a nice return by Johnstown's Mario Hardison, the freshman.
That should be 61 yards officially for Michael Mann, rushing in the first half on 16 carries.
All right. Well, we'd like to see him. He's had 100 yards every game this year, and he's set 2 records already. So 61 yards is the official total. 14:51 here up on the clock as IUP takes over, and they take over at their 41-yard line. It'll be Chris Sledge out over the football. Zavatsky at the tight guard. Delverny the left side. Valario and Iacomelli the tackles. Tight end Theo Turner had a good first half. He's on the left side. I formation. Scott Woods fakes the pitch, and it's a wide out screen over there to Smith. 45-50 to 45-40 down the sideline. Now he cuts inside. He's still on his feet. Goes back to the sideline at the 30, and he breaks a tackle, and he's all the way down to the 15-yard line. Derek Smith with an electrifying run.
Well, that's that flanker screen. Went for a 52-yard touchdown in the first half. Why not try it again? From the 40-yard line, where are they going to mark it, Jack? It's inside the 15, is it not?
It will be at the 13, I believe.
Very hard to pick up the yard line markers here. It may be even closer to the 11 if they finally set it down where that official is standing with the towel and the football on it. Yeah, they're going to mark it at the 11-yard line. So that's 49 yards.
And they'll line up. Let's see, looks like it may be closer to the 12 there. They give it to Michael. Michael finds some running room off the left side, and he gets it to the 8-yard line for about 4 more. In on the tackle was Brett Lehman, who recovered a fumble earlier. Good first half for Scott Woods, 11 of 14, 156 yards despite the adverse conditions. And receiving, Theo Turner, 4 for 64, and Derek Smith, 3 for 69 yards. So IUP coming out here and taking it right to Clarion in the beginning of the second half, leading 21-0 at the 8-yard line. Second down, 6, I formation. Man can't go right, but he comes back left, and he gets it inside the 5, and he's down around the 4. And it was Nibala who came over to make the stop on Michael Mann, 61 yards in the first half. They'll marking goal to go at the 4-yard line.
Well, he's up to about 70 yards now on 18 carries, so needs 30 more to hit that century mark. IUP looking to get on the board early here in the third quarter and literally put this thing away.
Third down, 2 at the 4-yard line. Mann with 2 touchdowns already today, and it's raining lightly. It's Glass, the fullback. They give it to Michael, and he spins around. He goes down. He's right at the 5-yard line.
Field goal time.
Yep. Michael Geary's been summoned, I think, or not. Yep, now he goes. And John McGee is his holder. Well, Mike Geary's been tremendous. Field goals, 14 is a new record during the season. 14 for 17. His longest is 40. This is going to be a 23-yard attempt for the left-footed kicker. He also is 2 shy of tying the conference record of 16 in a season, which is ironically held by Bill May of Clarion, who once kicked 5 in a game against IUP as a freshman. 23-yarder, snap the ball down, the kick up there, and it's good, and it's Mike Geary coming through again. He's been an All-American kicker this year. 24-0 IUP leads Clarion. Timeout on the field.
I'm a recent graduate from IUP, and you know what? It was such a great experience. I'm going on for my master's degree.
If you're in high school looking for a university that will give you great options, in a community college looking to transfer to a university where there's a great faculty that will take a real interest in you, or if you're thinking about getting your master's or doctorate.
Take it from me, you'll like IUP.
Yeah, I have one.
Well, what are we trying up here? Let me just try up here. Okay. 4 plays. I can use it right up here. 2, 3.
Well, we're back with you here with 12:28 up on the board in the third quarter. And IUP extends its lead, now leading at 24-0 on the field goal by Mike Geary. He is 15 for 18 this year. He's just been tremendous. And he'll be kicking from right to left. It's Kevin Harper back there with Dahitis. 24-0 score. 12:28 to go, third quarter. Geary kicks it off, and here it is to the near sideline. Look out, and it's over the head. It's out of bounds. That's the first one he's kicked out of bounds this year, around the 15-yard line. I think that may be in the area where Scotty Guola is, along the sideline, and it will be brought out to the 35-yard line. Clarion will get good field position here. Trailing IUP 24-0. 12:28. We are in the third quarter. And Clarion with the offensive line of Smith, Gillespie, Martin, a big 310-pounder, Kirby, and Facekas. And the quarterback, and they've had a couple of them here in the first half of play, and here in the second half it'll be the original starter, and that is Chris Weibel. Weibel has 3 men in his backfield. Full house backfield, split receiver Harper to the left side. Long count. Gives it to Gregory, the fullback, off the left side. Breaks the tackle, crosses the 40, gets to the 42-yard line, about 6 yards on the play.
Andre Hilliard on the tackle for IUP as he got through the left side.
Well, good yardage on the first down play for Art Gregory, who's out of Brownsville, Pennsylvania, down around Republic, with the second leading rusher on this team. Henry is the leading rusher on the Clarion Ball Club. He needs 98 yards for 1,000 this year. He had 26 unofficially in the first half. And it'll be second down and a couple of yards to go now for Clarion. Ball resting at their own 42-yard line. Again, 3 players in the backfield, and Weibel gives it, and it's off the right side, and that'll be a first down, and there's a flag, and that's going to be a face mask. Yep, somebody reached in there and grabbed it, and I think Henry was the ball carrier. He was, Damien Henry, and then they'll tack it on. So we've got a break in the action.
During this decade of rapid change in the delivery of health care, the people of this region can continue to depend upon Lee Hospital for high-quality, caring, cost-effective medical services. Lee is committed to keeping pace with new technologies and methodologies in the prevention and treatment of illness. Through community education programs and state-of-the-art diagnostic, medical, and surgical services, as always, Lee is there for you and the people you love.
Right. Yeah. Try a different day.
First and 10, Clarion, 49-yard line of IUP. Chris Weibel splits out Harper to the left side. 3 backs behind him, double tight ends. For the long count, they run it down to under 10 seconds. Short drop in the pass. The look-in pass is going to be completed to Harper. He's still on his feet. He breaks loose. Can he get outside at the 35, 30, 25, 20? And he's going to go all the way. Is he or not? No, they knock him out of bounds around the 2-yard line. Finally, Zach Gibbs. No, he got in. He did get in. He did get in. Harper for the touchdown. 49 yards from Weibel to Kevin Harper on a little slant. And then he did it all with his great speed. He burned it outside and beat the IUP secondary.
Yeah, one of the defenders slipped going after him, which is understandable. But, boy, he can burn it. And Wagner caught him, and he hit him. And it looked like he got him out right around the goal line. But the official ruled that he did get into the end zone. So it goes 49 yards, and there goes the shutout. It's 24-6, IUP with the lead.
Paul Kramer is the kicker. Kramer 20 for 22 extra points this year. He is a left-footed kicker. Well, that gives Clarion new hope. 24-6, and that makes the game a little more interesting here. Snapping the ball down, and Kramer's kick is up there, and it is good. Timeout, 24-7. IUP leading Clarion, 11:05 to go, third quarter, and we'll be back with more IUP football right after this break. Quickly to the sideline, Doug Steve.
Okay, thank you, Jack. Injury situation, other than Harold Bristol, there's no other injuries. And I'd like to thank Bob Taylor, the equipment man down here. He supplied with brand new warm, clean towels at halftime. Back upstairs.
Oh, yeah, my man Bob, he does it. He's been around for about 100 years. 24-7. IUP's lead is down to 17, and the touchdown play covered 49 yards from Weibel to Harper, who did most of it on his own after a little slant-in pass. Here we go, Kramer kicking it off, and he does kick it end over end, far side of the field. It takes a bounce. It'll be picked up at the 16-yard line by Smith to the 20. Can he get by a man? No, they trip him up, and he goes down at the 20-yard line. And the tackle was made by Clarion's Joe Borzak. Good kick coverage, and IUP starts at their 20. So Clarion, pretty good sequence for them after the three-pointer by Geary.
Indeed, and they certainly got themselves back in the ball game after it looked like IUP with a four-scored lead put it away with that field goal, but IUP is going to have to play some more.
19-yard line is where they spotted for IUP. Sledge out over the football. Scott Woods under center. Michael Mann and Mike Campolo in the backfield, and Mann gets the call. Can't go inside, tries to go outside. They've got him, and he dropped him for a loss. Back around the 16-yard line, loss of 3.
Yeah, it looks like Clarion has resurged a little here. They certainly came back last year up there at Clarion and overcame a deficit in the final quarter to pull off that stunning upset over IUP, and they're not out of this one yet.
Theo Turner checks in. Scott McClellan goes out. Second down, 12 to go. Back around the 17-yard line. Jamone Smith comes left. Derek Smith goes right. Theo Turner, the tight end, on the left side. Clarion with 5 men up front, and they start to blitz with Mazov. The fake pitch. Here's the pass. Whoa. Oh, wide open Turner. 30, 35, 40 down the sideline at the 45. Stays in bounds at the 50. Gets a block taken over from behind. Goes to the 38-yard line of Clarion. Scott Woods to Theo Turner, who's been open all day.
How many catches does he have, Jack? He has jumped right up there for maybe a runner, one of our candidates for player of the game. That's another big gainer. They're going to mark the ball down inside the Clarion 40 at the 38-yard line. So that's 32 and 12. It's about 44 yards.
Well, that's 5 catchers, 44. He's over 100 yards. Got 108 yards.
They mark it at the 39-yard line. So
he's over 100 yards in receiving today. 5 catches for Theo. Mario Hardison goes to the right. 39-yard line, and Steve Russell is the quarterback. Fakes the pitch. Flanker screen, incomplete, goes out of bounds. And we're going to go to Doug Steve quickly. What's going on with the quarterback, Doug?
Yeah, Scott Woods is coming back in after that last play. He had something in his eyes, some mud, and Ron Trainey, the trainer, had to get some mud out of his eyes, so that's why Russell was in there for that one play.
Take a look at Steve Russell. You talk about mud in your eye. He's absolutely covered after one play. He was laughing as he came out of there. I don't know if he could see anybody. His eyes were all covered.
Well, that's great when you go off after the game. Boy, he must have played a tough game. Yeah, one play, but he'll see more action. Hopefully.
Second down and 10 yards to go at the Clarion 39-yard line. Jamone to the left, Derek Smith to the right, resetting the backfield with Mann and Campolo. Scott Woods drops back, flag. Here's the pass. Jamone Smith, he's got it, and he is going to be tackled at the 5-yard line. Now, what was the flag? Was there movement?
And it could be against IUP, and
I think maybe it is.
No, it isn't. Michael Mann is applauding like it's the other way. It's offside. It'll be declined. It goes 34 yards from the 39 to the 5. Beautifully thrown aerial to Jamone Smith.
Yeah, they got him one-on-one, and again made the most of the efforts of Jamone with that 6'5", 6'6" height. And I think the blitzing linebacker from the right side was the guy that just got offside a little too quickly. And IUP trying to come back here after Clarion had scored. They will place it at the 6. First down, goal to go, IUP, third quarter, 9:38. Jamone Smith comes out. The rain still coming down, not as heavily as in the first half, but still a real bad day. The fullback is Campolo. Mann is the tailback. Derek Smith goes right. Double tight end set. Turner left and McClellan right. Faking the sweep. Scott Woods. He's going to run for the touchdown. Scotty Woods goes in for the touchdown from 6 yards out. I don't know if that was by design or not, but Scott Woods has his first rushing touchdown, and it's 30-7.
I think it was. He faked the pitch to the right, spun, and it was Woods untouched for the TD.
6 yards on the run, and IUP comes right back after the big play by Clarion. They had a 65-yard drive in their big play, and IUP's drive is 81 yards. And Woods for the touchdown, and Mike Geary, who is perfect today with extra points and a field goal. adding to his PSAC record each kick, and this one is up there, and it is good. Timeout on the field at George P. Miller Stadium. It is IUP 31, Clarion 7. We'll be back with IUP football right after this timeout.
Here's one time it doesn't matter who your neighbor is. Here's the other. Life's too short. Stop the hate.
No, neither one. Well, IUP goes over the 30 mark for the 10th time this season. They've been over 30 every game. Am I right? Some of those road games, I have to look quickly there.
No, the one, how about the Liberty game?
Yeah, that's right. It was only 23 in that one. Or, yeah. IUP, anyhow, leads 31-7 over Clarion. 9:20 to go in the third quarter. And it's dark, it's gray, but the rain has kind of let up, and we can actually see the field. Jack?
Yeah, I just got the chart here, and 23-7 was Liberty, but everything else has been over 30 points. Geary will kick again, and he will boot it on. Oh, a line driver hits off a lineman, and they dive for it. They squirt around. It's still loose. It's up for grabs. I think Clarion has it. It's in the vicinity of the Clarion 44. They do have it, but a line driver that hit one of the up men.
Looked like mud wrestling, didn't it?
And 56 came up with a ball. Boy, was he covered. That is Shad Sam, and he recovered it, and Clarion will have the ball.
It looked like an unintentional onside kick, didn't it?
Yeah, I think what happened, he wanted to find the seam, and it got hung up there because there was a player. We'll go 44-yard line of Clarion.